Most marketing managers don't fail because they lack skills. They fail because their role changes and no one tells them how. I see this all the time. People start strong, full of ideas, and then slowly they get pulled into execution, meetings, internal requests. You all know this, people coming by your desks. You're suddenly doing things that others want you to do instead of walking your own route. So then this day comes and they realize I'm busy all the time, but I'm not really leading anything. Do you know what the biggest misconception is? That your growth as a marketing manager is linear. It's not really. It's like this whole squeaky model. You don't just become more senior, you go through completely different phases, and each phase requires a different mindset. If you don't recognize those different phases, you get stuck. So let me help you a bit by introducing these four phases to you. Phase one, we've all been there, so have I, the execution expert. You're very strong in campaigns, in content, in tools, in dashboards. You know everything you need to know. Sometimes you're the best one in your team. You deliver great quality. You move fast. And this is also what got you here into this management position. You were probably the best one from your team, and then they chose you to lead the rest. Now you're the manager. But if you keep up this behavior as a manager, you become the bottleneck because everything in each process depends on you. I've been there, we've all been there. It's difficult to really trust your team because you know how to do things and you just want to get things done and get it out there. But this is also where it gets a bit tricky. You're a manager now, and it's no longer about doing it, but you're supposed to make it happen. And for this, you need to let go of control, which is the most difficult thing to do. We all know that. So let's go to phase two, the coordinating manager. In this phase, you start managing people. You really start planning and setting priorities. And this is where things get a little bit uncomfortable. You feel responsible, but you don't feel in control. Here it is again. Here's what's happening. You are still working as a specialist in your head. Your team depends on you. You're involved in too much detail, in too much processes, within the processes. And your team really grasps you. They're waiting for your answers and they depend on you to move forward, to make that step forward. So you start doubting yourself because you see that things don't really get forwards quick enough. But what's actually happening is you are in transition. That's the good news. So in this phase, you're going to go from doing to deciding. Makes sense, right? But it's always difficult to really do that. So we're in phase three now. Now we're talking. Um, in this phase, you're kind of not concerning about your own position as much as you used to do. You're letting go of your personal insecurities, which is very difficult for all of us. And of course, the insecurities remain. But also, when you grow older, it gets easier. But it also has to do with your growth in your job. So now you are positioning your department. You're no longer only positioning yourself and getting on that stage. No, you are using also yourself, your person, to position your department. You are creating visibility for your team. You're creating a long term vision. You're acting at a strategic level. You are connecting your team's tasks not only to the marketing goals, but actually to the business goals. Well, perhaps we've always should have done that, of course, but better late than never. The truth is, not everybody really makes it to phase three. If you recognize yourself here, beware that you are very valuable to your company and to any company, to be honest. Beware of your own worth. But let's get back to practice. This phase requires reflection, letting go of control. There we have it again. You really need to trust people. It also requires being able to receive feedback, not taking it personally, but doing something with it. just making it work. You are now cooperating at direction level and with your other management team members. So cooperate with them. But above all, this phase requires conscious leadership. You've made the shift from coordination and managing to really to leading. You are not only delegating now, you are enabling. The last phase, the mature marketing leader. You're building systems that work without you. You are able to make yourself being the person to be missed, and then you're not missed. You develop people, you shape direction, and you influence at leadership level. You're less visible in execution, but you are much more impactful. You are building systems that can really scale. Now, read this. As a mature marketing leader, the journey shifts from a focus on control to one of empowerment, fostering, and an environment where team members can thrive and contribute to shared goals. Now, you need to make that shift from control to empowerment. The key insights, if we look at these four phases, growth is not about doing more, but at every stage, your value shifts from execution to direction, from control to impact. If you feel like you're stuck between execution and strategy, you're probably not failing, you're just in transition. And that's exactly where growth happens. If you handle it right. If this resonates, please reach out to me. I'm always happy to think along with you. I hope this was helpful and please let me know what your thoughts are.